Here we are. We always like to catch up with this guy, retired two-time world champion, Shawn Porter. Welcome back to Australia. Straight off a flight and just straight into work.
Yeah. How you know I'm just off a flight?
I can just sense everything,
Tell
mate.
it, huh?
I've got an air tag before you that I put in your pocket last time.
Well, I'm here. I'm happy to be here and looking forward to Wednesday.
You just saw Nikita Tszyu, obviously the brother of Tim Tszyu for those across the world. What do you think of? What do you make of him?
Nikita?
Yeah.
Nikita's, I forget what the guy said. He used the perfect word to describe him, but he's a little eccentric, you know? But when he gets in the ring, man, he puts on a show. Last time I was out here commentating him, I was like, wow. I didn't think the fight was going to go past the second round, and he ended up turning it around against Dylan and pulled out a big win.
Well, he's actually said into this camp as well, Kostya, his father, gave him a call after the last fight and said, not every punch needs to be a knockout. That's what he's taken into this fight. So would that obviously make sense to you, and how do you think he has to put that out?
That's great advice. A lot of times we feel like this punch is going to be the one. And when you've got power in both hands, you feel like the hooks are going to be the one. You feel like the right hand, every single right hand is going to be the one. And when you're young, it takes someone a little bit older, a little bit wiser, having that experience to tell you, like, hey, ease up, you know, don't throw everything with all of the fire, you know. So I think that will 100% improve him as a fighter.
Yeah. All right. Talking about his brother Tim Tszyu, he's obviously October 20, Florida, Bakram Murtazaliev against that for the IBF World Title.
When's that fight?
October 20.
That's my birthday. That's a Sunday.
Hopefully he gives you a present being a new world title.
I won't be here for that.
It's in Florida.
Oh, it's in Florida. I still won't be there for it.
But how do you see that fight? Because we'd love to see him as an Australian get back up on that.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm looking forward to him getting back too. I'm hearing that this fight's for an IBF title, which I think is great for him. A lot of times when you lose a fight, you kind of got to crawl your way back, you know. Doesn't seem like they're going to push him through that process, which I think is good for boxing. You know, for him to have the kind of fight that he did and went the way that it ended up going, for him to get right back and get back in a title fight is awesome. And I think he's got a great challenge in front of him. But I think he's better than that guy.
Yeah, it's going to be good. And also on the card as well here, we've got Conor Wallace and Jerome Pampalone. Now, this is a world title eliminator, but obviously that is the one with Beterbiev and Bivol, which is for undisputed. So, I mean, if they get through this, a potential undisputed fight or a locked-up division. What do you think?
You know, I'm more so about great fights than I am about belts, you know. I think, you know, when you put great against great, you can't deny that, you know. So I'm looking forward to Bivol and Beterbiev. I can't pick who's going to win that fight. I think, if anything, Bivol's a little healthier, hasn't been through the fire the way that Beterbiev is. His style, it just has that style that's taking him right into the fire, you know. So, and he's a little older now at this point, too. So all that being said, though, man, my man's throwing with two hammers, you know. So that fight's going to be great. I don't know too much about the guys that will be fighting on fight night that are going to be possibly facing those guys, so not much I can say about them.
You're also just on the broadcast for the DAZN Riyadh season in LA. What was it like to stand in there seeing such a big room for Crawford and Madrimov? Was it impressive for you to see?
It was awesome. It was great. I always knew I would be doing TV, so to do that kind of broadcast was awesome. I've had some great moments, some great experiences in boxing, especially with TV. That was one of the best experiences.
What do you think about Crawford at 154? Do you think he dominates?
Yeah, he dominates at 154. Styles make fights, you know. That guy had a very awkward style and didn't really give up much. You know, you take a look at my fight with Crawford. Early on in that fight, I didn't give him anything, and I was respectfully beating him. But it got to a point where I ended up giving something away, and he saw it, and he immediately took it, you know. So he created some moments in that fight against Madrimov, but for the most part, it wasn't the electrifying fight that we've seen from him, time and time again. But I still think he dominates at 154.
Do you think you see him and Tim Tszyu in the ring? Do you think that happens? Because Turki's been a little bit off Tim from what I'm hearing and what we're seeing, but hopefully we can turn that around.
Crawford's all about the biggest fights that are going to make him the most money and bring to him what he's had most recently, which is star power, star attraction, and he needs that. So I do think that Tim can present that to him. Even over here in Australia, and we know that that Crawford's come over here before. So I wouldn't put it past Crawford, but long way from the lip to the cup.
Xander Zayas, I spoke to him the other day. The episode will come out in a couple of days, but I think he's a real true threat to that division. Have you seen much tape?
Absolutely. Maybe get through the rest of this year and maybe through next year, and then he's a threat. I think he still has a little bit of maturing to do. He's had great experiences. He's gotten better. Mental approach to the game is, especially for a young kid, man. I'm extremely high on Xander, man. I really like him in and out of the ring. Not quite there yet, but when he does get there, he's gonna light it up for some time.
Okay, well, what are you looking forward to for the rest of 2024? Is there anything big that's going to happen what's the number one?
I don't know. I really can't say there's something I'm looking forward to. The Port Away podcast, we got some great things coming up.
Merch.
So I would say I'm definitely looking forward to what I'm going to do on the podcast and some of the things I got going on personally. But in the boxing world, man, I'm just taking what's coming.
Good stuff, and doing a great job at it. Shawn Porter, always good to catch up with the 2-time retired world champ. And we get it to you when he's here.